All right, so we got orcs are the best Xenos Warhammer 40k lore. Let's go to it. Let's go. I got some quacking going on. The skimmer this one even
Hi,
shot.
friends.
Okay.
It's Orktober. Orcs, orcs, orcs. Am I right, boys? Orc boys, that is. Woo! Orcs are my favorite Xeno species and probably my
Oh
second.
hell no. No. Wait, did he say that? Whoa, hold up. Yo, he's lucky that like I'm a little bit like tired or whatever, bro. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, he did not just say that orcs was his favorite. Obviously, we all know my favorite. You know, as a Warhammer new booty, my favorite is a salamander. So I mean, I'm sorry, my favorite is Vulcan. You know, if I just gotta keep it real with you, bro. And at the end of the day, bro, like the orcs, bro, we don't mess with the orcs, bro. The orcs are the ops. What else? What do they call them? The Tyranids. My bad. The termites. They're ops as well, bro. The termites, the orcs. If I'm just being honest completely, bro, everybody else besides the salamanders, they're ops. I just gotta be real with you. But you know what, man? To each his own. This is his own opinion. We'll let him breathe.
Biggest 40k army. Which, come to think about it, maybe my little cracked brain just likes seeing a ton of little green men on the tabletop. But yes, orcs, orcs, orcs. Everyone's favorite, goofy, heavy metal, ramshackle, Mad Max murder fungus. Orcs are a race perfectly suited to grim dark 40k world. You know the classic line, in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. Well, when a normal person reads that, they might say, oh dear, well, that doesn't sound very pleasant at all.
Facts.
But an orc would say, oh, wow, that sounds like literal heaven. Yippee! Orcs literally only want one thing, and it's disgusting. And unlike regular boys who just want cool-ass figurines to paint, or I guess hotties, or wherever that original quote was referencing, orc boys only want war. Oh, I mean, war! Orcs eat, sleep, and breathe.
Boo boo. That's what they eat, sleep, and breathe. Just straight, just straight waste and boo boo. That's what they eat, bro. These guys are just cracked out Shreks. That's how I look at them, bro. These guys are not, bro. These guys are not cool. These guys aren't great. These guys aren't, bro. Yeah, cool, bro. These guys are just cracked out, just nicotine driven, just menaces. That's all they want to do is fight and war and stuff like that, bro. Take a chill pill, bro. Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like these guys, bro. For some people who want war, bro, I mean their record is pretty horrible. As a Warhammer new booty, I think I know what I'm talking about. If I don't, then just disregard what I just said. But at the end of the day, man, last time I checked, bro, these guys, bro, I'll probably say millions of these guys just get thrown into the dust every time they battle or every time they go into the war or whatever. So at the end of the day, bro, for people who love fighting, bro, they're definitely not the 2007 New England Patriots. Let me say that, okay? These guys are not the best of the best. I mean, if I'm being honest with you, bro, you know what, man? I'll give it to them. You know, they should want to fight all the time because last time I checked, bro, they do not have the best record. So disregard what I said, man. You know what? It's good that these bums want to fight because obviously if they went against like the salamanders and Vulcan, my sweet glorious King Vulcan, bro, they're getting stumped out. I just gotta completely real, bro. They're getting absolutely stomped out. If I'm being honest with you, bro, the salamanders will legit like dog walk the orcs. If I'm being just completely honest with you, bro, like legit, bro, Vulcan will put all these bums on the leash, bro, and start walking them every morning, bro. Like it's mandatory. I just gotta be honest. So
it's war, and that's at least slightly literal. All of orc culture and biology revolves around war, warfare, and large military conflicts, aka war.
terrible.
Orcs are one of the oldest species in the galaxy, and were literally biologically engineered for war. A long time ago, in a galaxy that is this one, the old ones, basically super intelligent, near godlike, magic space lizards, created the Eldar and later the Orks in order to fight the Necrons in the war in heaven. That's a video for another time, but just know it was pretty nutty. And nutty times call for nutty dudes, and nutty the Orks were. Not a ton is known about them, but the Orks are the pinnacle of orc kind. They have all of the modern orc strengths tuned to 11, while also being extremely intelligent.
So wait, then I'm pretty sure I heard that that the quarks were like they're really tall, really big, whatever, and then kind of like generation by generation or whatever, they kind of got smaller. I don't know how that happened, but I do know that the quarks got smaller and smaller. So and then they just became orcs, because they lost all their they lost their size and stuff like that. Obviously, Vulcan, he doesn't lose none of his size.
They were the
pause, yo, pause on what. I'm clipped. Never mind. I'm clipped already.
Race, as they were mostly
I'm clipped.
Repopulate quickly and got stronger based on how strong their opponents were. That last part was actually part of the reason why they became the weaker modern-day orc. The war in heaven was astronomically nutty. A clash of gods with peak Necron, Eldar, and orcs, along with some other wackos. So, after the war was ended, the Orcs were basically malnourished as they no longer had super powerful foes to constantly fight. Consequently, they began to regress and were systematically hunted down by the Eldar. And as the years passed, the Orcs became weaker and weaker until their modern-day iteration, which the modern-day Orcs being the weak-watered...
Man, these guys were from 6 foot to 5'11", just because they couldn't, just because there was nothing to fight. They went from, bro, these guys went from 6 foot to 5'11", bro. What a big drop. Dropped all the way down there, bro, just because there was no more enemies to fight. Wowzers, bro. Wowzers. I mean, I feel bad. I'm going to be honest with you. Obviously, Vulcan, he never lost his size. He never lost his height. I mean, bro, bro, he's been big ever since he was young, bro. And so, like, bro, he had, like, LeBron's height when he was, like, 3 years old, bro. And now him as a grown full adult, man, it's just a pleasure, you know, just looking at, like, bro, every time he breathes, like, I inhale his breath, you know, because, like, he is that gracious, you know.
Down version of the orc race is pretty crazy considering their presence is usually an impossible to get rid of green apocalypse level event. But with that, what makes the orcs so dang dangerous? And why exactly are they a perfectly engineered warrior race? Because they're green, and green is best. But Jorts, jokes plus orcs aside, them being green actually is tied to one of their greatest strengths, their unending tides. But I'll get to that in a bit. First, I need to cover the basics. Orcs are incredibly tough and strong. Their bones are thicker and more dense than humans. They have simpler organs, less sensory nerves so they don't feel as much pain, and they have a layer of spongy flesh to lessen impacts. All these traits make the orcs very durable and deadly in combat. They're basically really, really hard to kill roided up gorillas with giant guns and swords. And that hard to kill part is no joke. Orcs can survive dismemberment, decapitation, impaling, crushing, and pretty much anything else.
No troll aside, one thing I'm gonna say about the orcs is, bro, they're like cockroaches, bro. It's really hard to kill them, bro. They're kind of like Piccolo from Dragon Ball. Like, you can, like, you know, just go ahead and just do this right here, just slice, like, you know, that whole thing could just be leaking out just like broccoli juice. But guess what? It can repair and everything. So one thing I'm gonna say about orcs is, even though they can get beat up or whatever and, like, you know, get sliced up like a pizza, they are very durable. And I think that, like, if like a cell of their body, whatever, is still existing, it can grow into like a full, like, orc. So if I'm being honest with you, that is pretty cool. It's like on some Majin Buu-ish.
At least for a short time. And that short time is often enough time for them to
That's
shoot
what I
you
think.
in the face or crump you in return. In addition to this, remember that the orcs also get stronger than bigger the more they fight, the more powerful their opponents are, and the more unified they are.
Yeah.
This makes orc WAAGH incredibly dangerous as they unify orcs to a common cause and gather more and more greenskins to wage war.
Bro, imagine, like, you're like a human or whatever, bro, and you got a gun and, like, you know, the battle's going on or whatever. And, bro, you look to your right and there is a orc that's built like Brian Urlacher. An orc that's built like Ray Lewis from the Ravens. That's just humongous, running to you with like these London, UK, like police paddle things. And like, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, obviously I'm next to Vulcan, so, you know, Vulcan gonna take care of me. But, like, bro, like, imagine seeing that, bro, and then, like, he looks at you, he starts running to you, and then, like, his teeth all out, he starts slobbing everything because you look like a straight meal to him. Like, oh man, I'd be sick.
Constantly powering themselves up. Now, back to green. And this next part doesn't really make sense for real science, but who gives a damn? This is 40K. Rule it cool, baby. So, the orcs are supposedly green because they have chlorophyll in their blood and can photosynthesize. This, in conjunction with their ability to eat pretty much anything and the fact that their food literally grows with them, means that almost all their labor and supply lines can be dedicated to more DECA. Woo! To elaborate on their food situation, let me describe the typical orc reproduction cycle. And don't worry, kiddos, orcs reproduce in the boring way. That's to say they don't have sex, unlike us super cool Warhammer players. Orcs are technically a fungoid species, which makes no sense with the photosynthesis thing, since not being able to photosynthesize is a key differentiator between fungi and plant. But I quit biology, so I didn't have to think about biology anymore.
did too.
So moving on. Also, sometimes orcs are said to be a third fungus, a third animal, and a third plant, specifically algae, but This also doesn't really make sense either, but
Bro, look, bro, these boys, like, bro, I was expecting like 25% African, 25% Egyptian, 25% Italian or something like that. These guys are straight up just elements. These guys are, bro, straight up, bro, 1/3 plant, 1/3 animal, 1/3 fungus. Bro, these guys are an enigma, bro. Like these guys, bro, bro, 1/3 booger. Like, bro, these guys are not like. You know, one thing I'm gonna say. This is one hell of a jawline right here, bro. But it is what it is.
whatever. It's 40K, not McGraw-Hill. So moving on for real. The Orks are one of the most numerous, if not the most numerous factions in the entire galaxy. Psst, they're the most numerous. The Orks have been found in every corner of the galaxy, so there's no doubt at least 10 of them on the low end and more than 11 of them on the high end. Even worse, the Orks spread and reproduce at an astonishing rate. So if they don't quite inhabit every corner of their galaxy yet, they will eventually. So
Man, but listen, I know, bro, the amount of gas station pills, bro. Bro, I know every gas station on whatever world they're on, bro. They're balling, bro. Man, bro, they're counting up money so much, bro. Their thumbs turning numb, bro. Bro, their thumbs turning black. The amount of money that they're counting up. Because listen, the amount of orcs that I've seen, bro. The amount of orcs that I've seen, especially like in that Hell Reach movie that we're watching, by the way. By the way, part 9 is actually coming through. It's coming through tomorrow. But like, bro, like the amount of orcs that I see, bro, man, these gas stations are counting up money, bro. Because listen, these orcs, listen, I already know, man, these orcs, they got a hard time, like, delivering the UPS package, bro. Man, these guys go to the gas station, they pop one of those little rhino pills, bro. And man, they going absolutely crazy, bro. Because the amount of babies that I'm seeing is absolutely astonishing, bro. These guys got billions, and I mean billions. Yes, billions with a B. Okay, not millions, not I'm talking about buh. These guys got billions, bro. And guess what? No condom, bro. No condom. There's no Trojan. There ain't no special different no, bro. They don't even know what a condom is. They just popping and wheezing. They're just going. So at the end of the day, bro, one thing I'm gonna say about these orcs is, man, even though they're irritating and I don't like them, and Vulcan, like, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro, like, obviously my big bad menacing protector Vulcan, my sweet glorious King Vulcan, he protects me from anything and everything. At the end of the day, bro, these orcs are so damn annoying, bro. I remember one time, bro, like last week, bro, me and Vulcan, bro, we were actually surrounded by some orcs and stuff like that, bro. And to be honest with you, bro, I looked at Vulcan. I was like, "Oh my God, Vulcan, I need help." Vulcan was like, he even said where he did these, right, man, bro. I blinked for 1 second, bro. Whenever the blink done, like you blink, man, bro. I was like, "Oh my God, Vulcan, please help." Blink. When I blink, I heard so much, commotion. I heard so many wow, like I heard some orcs saying why, and all that, bro. Man, when my blink was over and I rised out, bro, man, I saw orc guts right there. I saw lettuce over here. I saw some lime over here. Man, I saw all types of green vegetables and green fruits and stuff. Man, bro, man, it looked like straight just avocado just on the wall, bro. Man, I looked at Vulcan, he was breathing. Bro, he looked like LeBron after facing the Golden State Warriors, bro. It looked like he was guarding Curry all night, bro. He was breathing heavy, and I was like, "Don't worry, Vulcan." And I slowly, I put his hand over my shoulder like these, bro, and I walked him back to the spaceship, and we took off. So like, bro, just seeing how great he is, bro. Like, one thing I'm gonna give to the orcs, bro, they definitely like to jump, because they got the numbers and stuff like that. Yeah, but that was my story.
just like Spirit Halloween, like a bazillion of them can just show up overnight and sow terror in the local population. Boom! October callback, baby. But back to Serious Town. Overnight is a bit of an overstatement, but they still reproduce very quickly. Orcs reproduce by releasing spores which incubate underground into little freakish plant wombs and gestate into various orcoid life forms. Often squigs are born first, then snotlings who start the food supply by herding the squigs and cultivating fungus, then the grots build important structures, and then finally, just like a blister, the orcs come after the hard work's done. They use all this stuff the lesser orcoid life forms so nicely made for them and go off to look for something to fight. This orc life cycle makes it almost impossible to fully eradicate the orcs since once you kill one of them, they release a bunch of spores to start the cycle anew. So usually once a planet is visited by the orcs...
So like, how do you get rid of them though? Because like, if you kill them and then like, as you kill them, whatever, they release all these type of like, you know, stuff. It's kind of like a pimple. How like if you pop a pimple, like the stuff that was inside the pimple, whatever, it goes everywhere on your face and then it makes more. So like, how do you how do you get rid of it? Like, do you just let them just die off or whatever? Like, how do you get rid of them? Like, is there no getting rid of them? Like, just GGs?
They have to deal with them for the rest of the time. But I now...
Like, they can't, like, drink no juice and they can just become night-night for everybody? Like, bro, like, Vulcan, bro, he needs an idea, bro. If anybody has an idea for me and my sweet, glorious King Vulcan, then, you know, then I'll definitely pitch it over, you know.
I just listed a bunch of names that might sound like a bunch of nonsense to normal people, so let's quickly segue into orc culture. The orcs essentially have a caste system in which the wacky critters I just described are put into. Much like playground children or the Decepticons, orcs believe that might is right and the biggest and strongest shall lead the rest of the boys. So, the squigs, snotlings, and grots are considered lesser beings since they're weak and small and can barely even fight, usually. And as such, these little dudes are assigned to all the boring-ass tasks like manufacturing, farming, being farmed, fixing things, and basically everything else actually essential to actually keeping their society functional. Meanwhile, the proper orcs get to do the fun stuff, like killing things. Woo! And then, even here, in their own subspecies, they're also put into soft classes. The run-of-the-mill orc is simply referred to as a boy, and these serve as the standard infantry of an orc. WAAGH! Although generally the weakest orc, the boys are still brutal green monster men that can kill most things, especially when he's joined by like a million other boys. Another important part of orc biology is that they all have some sort of innate knowledge coded into them. Usually this is just like a million different ways to brutally kill stuff, but sometimes it's things like engineering or magic, which brings us to the more specialized boys called oddboyz. First up are the mech boys, who invent and fix all the orcs' technology. They can pretty much fix or make anything, but
these guys are the damn cable men of the orcs. What are they called? The mech boys? I'm gonna be honest with you. There's no way, bro, especially Vulcan, bro, because Vulcan's always on my left side. Yo, bro, I look up at Vulcan and be like, yo, Vulcan, my sweet, glorious king. Bro, you taking this guy right here serious? Like, bro, like, bro, he'll look at me, bro, he'll do one of these. Bro, we'll look at each other, bro, and simultaneously, bro, in unison. Bro, we'll look at each other like, and then we'll just just bust out, start laughing, because there's no way a dude with a wrench is gonna take us out. I just gotta be completely honest with you, bro. But that's just me, you know.
They don't truly understand how the machines work. Rather, they just rely on their genetic instincts to get the job done. To demonstrate their absolute genius, here's one of their greatest inventions. It's called a shock attack gun. Oh, alright, sounds like an electricity gun. Impressive, but kinda sci-fi basic if you ask me. If you thought that, well, you need to think like an orc, buddy. Sure, a shock attack gun probably uses electricity somewhere, but this beauty's main form of attack is to create a small tunnel through the warp that snotlings are blasted through, or sometimes they run through the tunnels, which actually that's kind of funnier, so let's just go with that. And basically this gun teleports snotlings into whatever the orc is shooting at. Then the snotling goes crazy style and wrecks whatever it's shot at, or I guess shot in. Pretty wizard. Then, pain boys have PhDs coded into their DNA and serve as the surgeons and doctors of orc society. This usually just amounts to them haphazardly replacing limbs with robot limbs, injecting a variety of strange drugs, and role-playing the ancient Terran hero of Victory Franken.
So these guys are like these guys are like the doctors. What's his name? What's his name from Batman? Hugo Strange. So these guys are like the Hugo Stranges of the orcs. Okay. You said they was born with PhDs, man. What college they went to? They went to like Stanford. Like what college they went to? I mean, if I'm being honest with you, like these guys right here, they're not really out in the field. They're usually like, you know, in the back of in the back of the room, you know, working on things. So I mean, if I'm being honest with you, I don't really got nothing to say to them. It's just like, bro, come on, bro. Like, bro, our technology, like, you know, with the salamanders, bro, our technology is so good that we don't even like, man. Like I remember one time, like bro, Vulcan, he was like, he tapped me on my shoulder. I was like, yes, Vulcan, yes, my sweet glorious king. I bowed down and everything. He was like, yo, so is there any adventures, you know, that you need to be worked on or whatever? Cause like, you know, I got the boy in the back, you know, and he working on a lot of things. Just say what you want, and I can just go tell him. I was like, well, Vulcan, you know, I was like, let me think real quick. I was like, well. I need like a back scratcher. You got like a back scratcher? Can he work on that? Can he make that? Vulcan was like, yeah, he can make that. You know, because his voice is really deep. You know, he just body full of testosterone. He was like, yeah, he could work on that. And I was like, oh, okay, that's great, bro. Thanks, my sweet glorious King Vulcan. And I bow down and everything.
And then weird boys have my middle school self coded into their DNA. I'm just kidding, of course. They aren't nearly that weird and are actually far more focused on magic. Regrettably, I wasn't able to teleport or shoot lightning in middle school. But yes, the weird boys, they use magic. All orcs emanate a psychic energy, which we'll get into a bit more later, and the weird boys absorb this energy and can channel them into various abilities like teleportation, giant psychic punches, shooting lightning, shooting fire, shooting lasers, etc., etc. And then next up, the most important odd boy, the brew boys. Because what's the point of having an army of boys if you can't crack a cold one with them? Then, up the totem pole.
Straight drunkards. I expected that. These guys are damn drunkards. I mean, like, bro, what do you expect, bro? These guys, all they do, bro, they get up at around, what, 5:30 a.m. They go fight people. They fight for probably, what, 10 to 15 hours, bro. They come home and they crack a cold one, bro, to talk about, oh, well, you know, oh, I forgot. They don't even speak in English. These guys speak in WAAGH and stuff like that. Bro, you guys, they be communicating like, oh, I got 8 kills today. Oh, I did this. I got a collateral, and they all like, clank glasses with each other and stuff like that. I mean, you know what, it is what it is. Obviously, you know, me and my crew, we talk about millions. You know, but every time that I'm even near Vulcan's like, yo, what type of investments you put in? I'm like, man, come on, man. I put these in right here, and I show them, you know, because obviously, if I give you guys the investments, you're gonna use them. You know, you're gonna make the stock go down. So I was like, yeah. Oh, so here's what you do. You did it, and then, bro, like that's all. We talk about like success and millions and stuff like that. These guys crack out cold ones and watch the Sunday game. Come on, bro.
You got the nobs, which some would argue that
these guys watching Sunday night football. Like, come on, bro.
Should be down the totem pole, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink. Much like goldfish or lobsters, orcs continuously grow in their lifetime, and the ones that fight hard enough or long enough grow to be very powerful. These are the nobs, and they serve as the leaders of orc society since they're bigger, stronger, and meaner than the rest of those gits. Some nob types are mega nobs, who wear mega armor, which is basically orc power armor, the best suits being comparable to Terminator armor. Other than durability, the orcs also, of course, strap a bunch of guns to these. Then there's the flash kits, which are the richest orcs who have the bestest and biggest guns. Then there's the cyborgs, who were orcs gravely injured in battle, but deemed important enough to be cybernetically reconstructed by the Pain Boys. And then there's some other ones. And then finally, on the top of the top, there's the war boss, who is the baddest and the most brutally cunning of all the orcs. He, of course, gets all the best stuff and leads the wars. Finally, for orc society, they often group up into tribes, and these tribes group up into clans. Each clan having a unique color scheme and specialty. Quickly, the 6 biggest ones are the Goths, who love checkers, and the strongest orcs, who also extra love melee, the Death Skulls, to steal stuff, the Snake Bites, who are boomers who think that technology is stupid and scary, the Evil Sons, who like to go fast and paint everything hot rod red, and then the Blood Axes, who are the first to find humans and adopt some of their tactics, such as actually using tactics, and they also trade or act as mercenaries sometimes. And then there's many lesser clans. Next, let's cover orc beliefs, both their religion and famous psychic gestalt. Orcs believe in 2 gods. Why do they need 2 gods? Well, because it would be stupid to be a super powerful god, since you could just crump everything else with ease.
Is it the 2 quarks, like the 2 big I forgot their name. It's the 2 big quarks that they believe in, right?
So that's boring. Therefore, they need a buddy to fight with. So there's Gork and Mork.
Yes.
One's brutally cunning, and the other one's cunningly brutal, wholly embodying the complex orc war philosophies. And to close off this holy orc trinity is Ghazghkull, the prophet of the WAAGH, and technically Orc Jesus. Like, come on, he was reborn a number of times.
Who the hell is this? Brother, it looks like bro, it looks like y'all took an orc and like buttered him up, literally. Y'all diddyfied him. Y'all put a bunch of oil and stuff on him and then just rolled him in Legos. Like, bro, what are we who the hell is yo, he came out the woodwork. Who is this? Bro, he legit looks like they just put just bunch of stuff on him. Like, and he doesn't even use none of this. Orc Jesus, really? What's his real name? Like, bro, what's his real name?
Performs orc miracles, and killing a ton of things is the closest orc analog of going around performing good deeds and spreading benevolent teachings.
Really? Okay, well, I take back what I said. Okay, never mind that.
Then on the other side of the orc belief coin is their unique species-wide psychic ability called the psychic assault, a concept who gives the stupid-ass shovel memes a run for their misconception money. The psychic assault is essentially a psychic field made up of the psychic aura of every orc in an area and can have tangible effects based on the collective orc belief. However, this effect is very, very often over-exaggerated in memes and stuff to a, quite frankly, stupid degree. Orcs cannot just imagine anything they want into existence, otherwise they would just own the setting since every orc legitimately and strongly believes that they are the bestest. No, the Gessalt's effect is much more subtle, and although some sources do vary, I like to think of it as a reality loop, meaning that it could help orc things work better, but isn't a Green Lantern ring or a reality stone. So, for example, an orc can't just imagine a brick as a gun and shoot it, or a jar of mayonnaise as a saxophone and play the blues. Rather, they can believe that their shitty gun isn't so shitty and it actually functions properly. Whereas in the hands of another species, it would just be a piece of crap that jams every other shot. This is also where the color thing comes into play. Some say that the orc color thing isn't real, both in lore and on a metatextual level, but I personally subscribe to the idea that it does give subtle bonuses because it's more fun and other factions have at least low-level reality warping born of belief, so orcs having it makes sense. So red goes faster, blue is lucky, yellow's exploding, and so on. Another way this manifests is in their WAAGHs. Orc WAAGHs are basically orc crusades where they go plan to plan, destroying everything in their warpath. As previously mentioned, when on a WAAGH, the more orcs there are, the stronger they get, and this is from the psychic assault. Usually orcs are scattered and fight each other as often as they fight other races. However, sometimes the orcs will band together and go on a WAAGH. Unified, the orcs becomes bigger, stronger, and slightly smarter. They also use their psychic gestalt to unknowingly navigate their space hulks, rocks, attack moons, and whatever vessels they have to get onto other planets ripe for a crumpin'. And finally, let's just talk about why everyone loves orcs. The orcs are goofy comic relief, they have cartoony antics, silly dialogue, fun, wacky contraptions and weapons, and they're just really fun. As long as you're an orc. To literally everyone else, orcs are a proper grim-dark monster. To face an unending tide of excessively cruel, relentlessly durable green monsters who literally only want war is a hopeless nightmare.
Which I'm gonna be honest with you, I do agree. I agree. This is what most people think, including me. But obviously, no trolling aside, I understand that this is like, you know, their will to fight and stuff like that. Listen, you guys know, man, I troll a lot. I don't even have to say that I troll a lot for you guys to catch it. But like, bro, I'll admit, do the orcs have like some type of like, I don't know, it's weird. Like, first of all, I would never even ever like the ops. These guys are the opposition. But at the same time, I can't lie to you. They're all right. They're not like, you know, no, they are menaces. I'm about to say they're not menaces. They are menaces. But at the same time, though, like, they're just doing, I mean, you know what? I respect it because you know they're menaces. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you know somebody that's like a crash out and like they're blatantly a crash out, you would rather, like, you know, like, you'll rather know that. So, like, if you be like, yo, this is my friend Tommy or whatever, and, like, even though he's a great guy, he's a crash out. Like, I know he's a crash out. But, like, if you have a friend or whatever, and, you know, he's, I guess he's a nice guy, but at the same time, he's, like, a murderer, you know, you kind of want to, like, you know, you kind of want to get away from him a little bit. At least you know, like, who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least you're not, you know, supporting somebody, or you're a friend of somebody who you think is something, and turns out they're you know, they're like the complete opposite of what you expected them to be. It's kind of, you know, dark that way. But you know, one thing I'm gonna give about the orcs is, bro, they love fighting. This is it's literally in their DNA. I respect it. You know, they're just being them. At the same time, they're menaces. They're the opposition. They're the ops. Vulcan Vulcan don't even like them, but you know, I try to tell Vulcan sometimes, yo, Vulcan, my sweet glorious king, let me bow down to you in your presence. Yo, man, like, just chill off them real quick. You know, they don't whatever. And then he's like, okay, like, you know, because he had a deep voice, so you know, I tell him that sometimes.
Hundreds will replace it. The more you fight a WAAGH, the stronger it gets, unless you utterly eradicate it. Orcs are everywhere, and they're not leaving anytime soon. And from a hobby perspective,
I had to cough. My bad.
With so much baked-in creative freedom. Yes, you could technically kit bash anything for any faction, but to me, I like to at least follow the lore a little bit for my hobby projects, so having a faction that's known for stealing stuff, making ramshackle gear, and using pretty much whatever is a kit basher's dream. After all, every kit is an orc kit. So, to me, orcs are so beloved because they perfectly embody everything people love about 40k. They're over-the-top goofy at times, but they're also a grimdark nightmare. They make fun characters and stories, and are awesome from a hobby perspective. They are truly the Warhammer 40,000. But yeah, that's the Orks. The best Xenos, in my opinion.
All right.
The only faction in 40k where the majority of them are having a good time. They're literally in orc heaven. Green is truly the best.
It is. So, on the salamanders, green is truly the best. How's everyone, you know, they did yeah.
You know what you think of the orcs and what your favorite clan is. I definitely want to make more orc videos, and the reason I haven't so far is honestly because I didn't like the way I drew them up until recently, so...
Oh, he draws these?
More specific orc videos, maybe like orc units or Ghazghkull.
Oh, really?
And thank you for watching, and thank you to all my...
Hey, man, shout out to this guy, man. Obviously, he loves the orcs, stuff like that. You guys know I troll sometimes, but at the end of the day, yeah, like I said again, bro, the orcs are legit the ops. We don't mess with those guys. Other than that, man, comment down below what you guys think about this, and I'm going to see you guys later. Thanks for them out, and peace out, everybody.